we're going to look at just-in-time manufacturing. So manufacturing are changing, it's evolving. Companies want to get better. They want to produce higher quality products at lower cost and have instant availability. What just-in-time focuses on is reducing the time, the cost, eliminate poor quality within the manufacturing. So just-in-time, the idea is that if we go back to our birdhouse example. So with traditional manufacturing, we're just going to produce 10,000 birdhouses a day, and then we're going to put them in inventory and wait to sell them. Just-in-time inventory is we get an order for 5,000 birdhouses, we go get our materials, and we build just 5,000 birdhouses. Another order comes in a little later for 7,000, we build another 7,000. We're not just continuously manufacturing products, we're manufacturing the products as we need them. Where traditional manufacturing, you just keep manufacturing. So the book gives an analogy that as the water level, the inventory drops, the production problems become visible. So as you're, with say our birdhouse example, with traditional manufacturing, if we're just pumping through 10,000 birdhouses a day, we can't really see the problems because things keep going so fast. But if we're only manufacturing maybe 5,000 and 7,000 at a time, we can actually take a deep breath and look at the process and find better ways to do things. Also reducing lead times. So the idea is of a lead time. So if we look at the first example, from raw materials to the product, the lead time is 4 hours. And then some of the things that can happen in that lead time, you got to move raw materials, you got to drill the actual product, then you got to move it and put it in a box. So they separate what's called non-value added and value added time. It doesn't add value to the customer to move something with a high-low. But if the customer's ordering that piece of metal with 3 holes in it, well, drilling the holes in it actually adds value, because that's what the customer is paying for. But they're not paying for you to move it in a high-low. So that's the difference between value-added and non-value-added. Reducing the setup time. So with setup time, say you're a company, you make 3 different kinds of bags. You have to set up the equipment to make the brown bags. You make some brown bags, and then you stop. Then you set up your equipment to make some sky blue bags. You make a bunch of them, then you stop. Then you set up equipment to make basic white bags, and then you stop, and then you do it all again. So there's a big initiative to reduce the setup time, because as you're setting up the equipment, while the equipment's being set up, it's not manufacturing anything, so it's idle. So the idea is that if you can reduce the setup time, the equipment's running more, manufacturing more, and making you more money. And the idea of the product-oriented layout is the manufacturing process is designed around the product, not around anything else. And then a process-oriented layout is manufacturing processes organized around the process. So a product-oriented layout would be if you manufacture that very custom Rolls-Royce, well, our process is going to be organized around building that Rolls-Royce. If we're manufacturing 10,000 birdhouses a day, we're probably looking around process-oriented. We're probably looking at the cutting process, the nailing process, the painting process. It'll be more process-oriented. Then employee involvement. You want to empower your employees to do something good. People kind of mope into work every day and don't care about what they're doing. They're likely not going to do the kind of job that you want them to do. An idea that's becoming more popular is cross-training an employee to do anything within a product. So that way, if the painting people get behind, but the cut person who operates the saw doesn't have anything to do, that person that operates the saw can go help the painting people. If they don't have anything to paint, but the guy that cuts the wood's falling behind, the painters can come help the cutters. So it's popular now to cross-train employees. And then the idea of push versus pull manufacturing. So push manufacturing would be our 10,000 birdhouses a day. We just keep pushing things through the manufacturing process, and then they'll sit in inventory till we sell them. Pull manufacturing means that we manufacture them as they're needed. We get an order for 5,000 birdhouses, we manufacture 5,000 birdhouses. And the Japanese have an idea, it's called Kanban, the Japanese system for pull manufacturing. So if you read the books about like the Toyota manufacturing process, Kanban is very popular. And then traditional, we talked about push manufacturing. You push things through the manufacturing process. Zero defects. Yeah, you don't want poor quality. Stuff comes back. You get a bad reputation with customers. You know, idea of 6 Sigma for quality. If you take a statistics class later on, you'll get pretty deep into that. Then supply chain management, electronic data interchange. So supplier, you can communicate with your suppliers electronically to get orders for materials and other goods. RFID devices, so when inventory comes in or leaves your facility, there's a little transmitter that counts it, kind of like almost like barcode scanning, but a little more efficient. ERP systems like SAP give you the ability to see the entire supply chain in one place.